Long before cities rose and roads cut through the earth, before humans spread across continents, there existed a vast and legendary land known as the Kingdom of Rajmari Forest. It was the largest living forest recorded in ancient animal history, stretching across mountains, rivers, stone valleys, and endless fields of tall grass that whispered secrets in the wind. In this kingdom lived hundreds of species: elephants who remembered centuries, monkeys who gossiped more than they slept, birds who acted like kings, and deer whose hooves painted soft rhythms on the ground. But no creature was more feared, respected, or spoken about than the tigers. Tigers were the guardians of Rajmari. Their ancestors were warriors, protectors, and hunters whose strength shaped the balance of the land. Among them, one tiger stood out, Baru, known in the old days as Baru the Swift. When Baru was young, he could outrun any tiger in the entire forest. His orange coat burned brighter than the morning sun, and his muscles moved like ropes carved from the earth. Legends say that he once chased a boar across 3 rivers without stopping. He could leap over fallen trees, climb stone hills, and roar so powerfully that sleeping birds burst out of the trees. Every creature respected him, and some feared him. But history always shows one truth: strength can fade when discipline disappears. Over the years, Baru's story changed, slowly, quietly, and then all at once. It began after a great flood swept through Rajmari Forest. Many animals lost their homes, food became scarce, and tigers had to hunt longer and travel farther. Baru, once strong and fearless, became tired. Not only his body, his heart also grew heavy. He no longer enjoyed long chases. He no longer felt excited to roam the forest at night. Instead, he began to seek comfort in the one thing that always made him feel better: food. Food. At first, it wasn't much. A little extra deer meat, a few more berries, leftovers from other predators. But little by little, the habit grew. If he felt sad, he ate. If he felt bored, he ate. If he felt lonely, he ate. Seasons changed. Trees shed their leaves and grew new ones. Rivers rose and fell. And Baru grew too, but not in strength. His body grew heavier. His legs grew weaker. His stomach began to drag when he walked. And the tiger who once ran like wind could barely walk to the river without stopping 3 times to rest. Animals began to whisper. "That's Baru," they said. "The famous swift tiger? He can't even climb a small hill now. Poor thing. I think he's suffering." Baru heard them sometimes. Every whisper felt like a thorn in his heart, but he pretended he didn't care. He lived each day slowly, carrying a body that felt heavier than any boulder in the forest. The once great tiger became known as something else: Baru the Fat. It was not meant to be an insult, it was simply the truth. Even Baru himself whispered it when he looked at his reflection in the lake. One morning, after a night of restless dreams, Baru woke up and tried to stand. His legs trembled, and he collapsed back into the grass. "How did I become this?" he whispered. His voice cracked with shame. Later that day, he dragged himself toward the river to drink water. It took him 3 times longer than usual. His breathing was loud, and sweat gathered around his neck. When he reached the riverbank, something unexpected happened. He saw Lena, a fox known for her clever mind and kind heart. Lena was smaller than many foxes, but she had eyes that saw things others ignored. She looked at Baru for a long moment, not with judgment, but with sadness. "Baru, you look tired," she said. "I am tired," he admitted. "All the time. You used to be the strongest tiger in Rajmari." "I remember," he whispered. "But remembering hurts." Lena walked closer and sat beside him. "Baru. Baru, do you want to stay this way forever?" "No," he said quietly. "But I don't know how to change. My body is too heavy. My heart is too weak." Lena stared at the river. Every great creature in history climbed mountains one step at a time. Not by running. Not by leaping. By stepping. Baru looked at her, confused. "What do you mean?" "You don't need to run today," she said gently. Just walk. Baru hesitated. His pride had been crushed for years. His confidence buried. But there was a tiny flame inside him, a memory of the tiger he once was. He stood up. His legs trembled. His breath shook. But he stood. Walk with me, Lena said. And so he did. Slowly, painfully, step after step. Animals they passed stared in shock. Some whispered. Some laughed quietly. Some pitied him. But Baru kept walking. That first walk changed nothing. But it also changed everything. The next day, he walked again. He ate a little less. He drank more water. He moved his body instead of sleeping through the morning. The days passed. Walks became longer. Breathing became easier. His confidence grew grain by grain, like sand filling an empty jar. One afternoon, Baru stumbled and collapsed from exhaustion. He wanted to quit. Tears formed in his eyes, something tigers rarely showed. I can't do this, he said. Lena stood over him. You already did. You survived another day. That is victory. Her words lit something inside Baru, something fierce and old. Weeks passed. Then months. Baru began to change. First, his legs grew stronger. Then, he could walk without stopping. Then, he could walk uphill again. Then, one day, he jogged. Only a few seconds, but enough to make him roar in joy. The forest noticed. He's different. He's changing. Look, he isn't breathing so hard anymore. He's coming back. But the biggest moment came in the middle of the night when a storm hit the forest. A group of deer became trapped near a flooding river. Panic spread among animals. No one could help them. Except a tiger large enough, brave enough, and strong enough to fight the current. For years, no one would have asked Baru. But now, someone called his name. Baru! Help us! Baru looked at the raging water. Old fear whispered in his ear. Old doubt crawled into his chest. But Lena stepped forward. You are not the tiger you were, she said. But you are also not the tiger you used to be. He looked at her. He looked at the water. He looked at the trapped deer. And he remembered who he truly was. Baru roared, a deep, thunderous roar that echoed across the forest and shook the trees. He ran. Not fast. Not beautifully. But he ran with purpose. He leaped into the water and pushed against the current. His muscles burned, his breath shook, but he reached the deer. One by one, he guided them toward the shore, fighting the river until the last deer was safe. When he climbed out, soaked and exhausted, the entire forest watched him. Silence. Then, a cheer. A roar of celebration. Animals stomped their hooves, flapped their wings, howled in triumph. Baru stood tall. Not the fastest tiger. Not the strongest tiger. But a tiger reborn. Over the next seasons, Baru continued improving. He could walk for hours. He hunted again. His body became powerful, not like the old days, but in a new way, controlled, confident, wise. Baru became a symbol in the Ranjmari forest. The tiger who got lost and found himself again. And his story was passed from generation to generation, teaching all creatures one important truth. It does not matter how heavy your past is. What matters is the courage to take the first step forward.